So the Sanskrit word advaita points to something which can't be spoken of. And although we'll be doing a lot of speaking, we can never ever describe what we're trying to talk about. So this is what we're here to do, is move beyond understanding. But the Sanskrit word advaita also points to the futility of the idea that there is oneness and there is something separate from oneness that needs to find oneness. So there won't be any possibility of talking about reaching states. We won't be here to try and find states of bliss or stillness or silence or even awareness. We won't be here looking for anything. We won't be here trying to get anything or get anywhere. Because what we're talking about is so obvious that it's utterly obscure, and it's so open that it's utterly secret. All the time there is someone trying to get it. It stays hidden. All the time we look for it, it just isn't seen. It can't be attained. It can't be lost. It can't be taught. It can't be given. And it can't be taken away. It can't be talked about at all because it is already nothing and everything. It's not only the biggest thing in this room, it's the only thing in this room. It's the only arising in this room. It's all that's happening in this room. And within it, within what we seek, is us seeking it. And all the time that we are separate from it, or believe we are separate from it, and experience that we are separate from it, then we are always seeking it. We're always moving to find it. And we're moving to find something that is utterly still. We're living in a time, we're living in the clock's ticking, and we're moving in time to anticipate finding something that is timeless. So what we can do together is talk about this, and what can arise is ideas about what this is that may be confused, and also clear ideas can arise which may dispel that confusion. But what we're talking about has nothing to do with you or me. Absolutely nothing to do with you or me. It has nothing to do with personal experience. You are not going to get this. Nobody ever has got this. Because it has to do with there being nobody. I haven't got it. I don't have anything that you don't have. I don't have something you don't have. This is about loss. This is about a total loss. And it's a loss of something we've grown up to believe in. We've grown up to believe that we are individuals, that we are separate individuals. And we've grown up to believe that we have will, free will and choice, and that we can do something about our lives, make our lives work in the world. And in some way or other, the mind seems to help us do that. And we've also grown up believing somewhere that there seems to be something beyond just making our lives work. Some of us are sensitive to the idea that it isn't just about being successful, about being rich and all of that. And so we look in religion, or we look in therapy, or we look in meditation, or we look in self-inquiry, we look in the school of enlightenment for that which will bring us to some sort of wholeness. We know there's something that isn't whole. This isn't it. this isn't quite it. It's slightly out of line. There's something else. Is it enlightenment? Now the mind will then paint a picture of what enlightenment is like. Enlightenment is bliss, omnipresence, omnipower. Everybody loves you, you love everyone. And you walk around in this beautiful sort of pink haze. And people come to you and they say, I hear you're enlightened. And you say, yes. Well, would you come and speak to some of my friends? Yes, okay. You go and and there's a few friends. And you tell them how you've become enlightened, and they love that. That sounds good, and they look at you and you're sort of very quiet and obviously completely together and in bliss. But they want to be like you, and their friends want to be like you, so they get more friends and they come. And you get more people in the room, and then in the end it has to be a bigger room. And the crowds get bigger. And then you say to your friend, well look, I'm down here at this level, maybe I'll have a platform. Or bigger seat, so that people can see me, because they're always... This is, we've got this idea, the difficulty with this is that the mind has an idea of what enlightenment is like. It's the lottery, it's the spiritual lottery, it's the biggest lottery you can win. It's better than winning £1 million, because you've got everything. You're just there. You're totally safe. You're totally in bliss. Everything is wonderful. And that's the difficulty, because of course, actually, enlightenment is nothing like that. Enlightenment, liberation, is totally and utterly ordinary. It's utterly ordinary. It's not wonderful in that sense. It's not blissful. It's not the answer to everything. Life goes on afterwards. Life just goes on as it did before. There's still the inland revenue. There's still all the other things that are happening in life. But the difference in liberation is the dropping away of any sense that there is anyone that life is happening to. Liberation is absence. Liberation is the loss of the individual. And in that loss, in that emptiness of there being no one, that emptiness is filled. That emptiness is also fullness. In nothing, when there is nothing, everything fills nothing. So what we're talking about here, what we're sharing together, is the possibility of you losing your life. The possibility of the dropping away of the sense of there being an individual. And the possibility of realizing that what is happening isn't happening to anyone. What is happening is simply happening in free fall. Life is happening. The difficulty with the description of liberation is that in a way words can't really reach it. The nearest word that I can bring to it is being. All there is being. And another way you could describe it is to say that all there is aliveness. That gets nearer to what we recognise. All there is in this room is aliveness. All there is in this room is what's happening. If you close your eyes, or you don't have to close your eyes, but if you close your eyes, you'll see that all there is, our experience is happening. Seeing is happening. Breathing is happening. Hearing this voice is happening. That's all there is, what's happening. And liberation is the realization that there is only what is happening. But there is no one that what is happening to. There is no one that is happening to, that life is happening to, that being is happening to. And suddenly it's realised by no one, which is a mystery, that all there is life, all there is being. And that being includes both nothing and everything, which isn't just that there's what's happening in terms of activity. It is that that activity also encompasses both nothing and everything. It's both life and death. It's fullness and emptiness. It's a mystery. It can't be described, and no one can see it, no individual can see it. Because all the time there's an individual, the individual sees through a veil from the point of being separate and can't see the whole. In liberation, the individual drops away and there is wholeness. So we can talk together, and at the level of concepts there can be a clarity that can arise. But the most powerful thing that arises in these meetings is an energetic freedom that can arise. What individuality is about is contraction, living in the boundary of the skin. Liberation is a boundlessness, so there's an expansion out into boundlessness. That is possible when people gather together in this way. Because what we're doing is we are talking to nothing. We're questioning nothing. We're meeting nothingness. We're meeting what we are. Nothingness. Beingness. Any question, ask any question, it doesn't matter what question you ask. If a question arises, it's there to arise and meet nothing and in a sense be answered by nothing. Because the mind can never get anywhere with this. The mind can go on questioning this forever and never get anywhere. And then it begins to give up. It just gives up. This is totally simple, utterly simple, and very difficult. It's very simple because, as I say, it's totally obvious. And it's difficult because it's frightening for the individual. The sense of losing individuality is a frightening idea for the individual. But nobody can get this, nobody can lose it. Nobody can understand it. It is seen or it isn't seen.